Peaky Blinders, the Immortal Man has just dropped on Netflix, and boy, have I been waiting for this one. Now, fair warning, I am going to start kind of with my negatives of this movie, but I don't want you guys to misunderstand like I'm just bashing the movie. I'm just getting the negatives out of the way, and then we're going to move on to the positives. All right, let's do it. And with that being said, let's get into it. This is a spoiler review, so if you haven't watched it, leave and come back. First off, I want to say I think I did enjoy this movie. I actually think my biggest complaint about it is that it was a movie. You know, generally they do the TV show and it's 6 episodes a season, an hour a pop. That's 6 hours of story time. So to cram something as big as this into just barely 2 hours, I don't know if I'm really a fan of it. But other than that, it wasn't so bad. Let's talk about it. So the movie obviously takes place years after season 6 of the Peaky Blinders, where we see Tommy Shelby living in his old house, isolated. And it's not really the Tommy Shelby we know. He's like a hermit and he's writing. He doesn't really see anyone other than Johnny Dogs, the OG, the GOAT, Mr. Loyal himself. He kind of just sits in his mansion and stews on shit. He has a lot of turmoil sitting by himself in his mansion, and he sees a lot of spirits. Obviously, he sees Ruby quite a bit, and he talks to Arthur. Which, while we're on Arthur, oh my gosh. It's written in that he's fucking dead, off camera, like he's been dead for years now. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Now, don't quote me on this, but I did hear rumors that there's like some type of behind-the-scenes drama or something, which is why he wasn't in the movie. But regardless, man, R.I.P. R.I.P. And I guess Arthur's death is honestly one of my complaints about the movie. Not that the fact that he's dead, but just the way they handled it. They kept trying to twist it, and it just like wasn't really working for me. Like, it comes out that he committed suicide. I'm like, oh, okay, like that makes sense. I'm not super happy about it, but it makes sense, right? We know that Arthur struggled with mental health before, so it makes sense. But then they make a twist to where, oh no, Tommy was actually with him when he killed himself. So then you're like, oh, okay. But then they twist it again and they make it to where Tommy actually killed him, but it was an accident. So then you're like, at this point, you're just like, what the fuck? First of all, you just had 3 twists back to back to back, and it's like, come on. And then right when you think it's done, there's another twist that Tommy killed him, but it wasn't an accident, it was on purpose. Now, fine, but all the twists weren't necessary. The way I think about it in my head, the way I see it is if you're a Sopranos fan, it was probably something like Tony killing Christopher. Like, they're family and they love each other, but it's just like, you motherfucker, like, come on, like, you know? Now, another complaint I have about this movie, Finn. Where the fuck is Finn? Not only he's not shown, he's not even mentioned. It's like he's retconned. Very, very weird. And Tommy makes a comment at one point talking about how he's the last, like, sibling alive. So I don't know if Finn died off camera by that comment, but they didn't address it at all. I didn't see his grave at Tommy's house, so I literally don't know. But back to the movie itself. We see, again, Duke Shelby, who obviously we were introduced to in season 6. Now, Duke is an illegitimate child of Tommy Shelby, who he had with a gypsy woman named Zelda. Now, Zelda's actually dead. Apparently, this is her twin sister. And apparently, she's really connected into the gypsy spirit world. She's able to talk to Arthur and tell Tommy everything Arthur is saying, talk to her twin sister Zelda, and relay all this stuff back to Tommy. She wants to stop Duke before it gets too bad, and Tommy won't come and help, so she tries to go to the police. And we see her get smoked, just flat out smoked. Shot right in the face. And I'm like, oh my god! You know, it's gotta be rough. No mama around, no Polly. Like, Ada was really like Tommy's last, like, woman figure, which are important. And she just got smoked, so I already knew Tommy was gonna be coming devious now. And he does. He hears about his sister, and he's timing. And one thing I will say, oh my goodness, the aura of Tommy Shelby, the aura, dude. Like, everybody obviously knows some actors are literally born for certain roles. Dog, something's wrong with Cillian Murphy, bro. Something's wrong with him. Like, he just, like, bodies it. Like, he just, like, yeah, like, oh, so cold. Like, we get this cool scene where Tommy pulls up at the pub, and he's like, I need to speak with the owner. And everybody's like, oh, shut the fuck up. Like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, who the fuck is this guy? Nobody realizes it's Tommy Shelby. So this fuck puts a gun to Tommy's head, and he's like, you want to dance with me? Tommy pulls out a grenade and says, you ever hear it a quick step, and drops it in his coat. Oh my gosh. Buddy ran out the bar and blew into a million pieces. That shit was cold. Then not long after, we get Tommy riding the horse where they play Red Right Hand. Again, just aura. Now, obviously, there is some returning characters, and there is a villain of the movie and different subplots. But you guys should go watch the movie for yourselves. These are just a couple key things I want to talk about. But we get Tommy finally reuniting with Duke, where they have some type of plan to set everything right. They're going to go over to Liverpool, and they're going to try to fuck shit up. Now, it's still on the fence whether Duke is going to remain loyal to Tommy or try to double cross him. So we're pretty much just waiting to see it. Now, they do arrive in Liverpool, and everybody kind of splits up, and Tommy has his own plan. He gets real dirty, and he goes back to the tunnels, which is really a full circle moment for him. Because Tommy Shelby was created during World War One. He wasn't always like this. It was during World War One and him being in the Tunnel Brigade that he was kind of born. So him coming back at the end of his story, going through the tunnels, it's just kind of a full circle thing. But yeah, everybody's just out on the boats getting ready to ride, and he's in the tunnel system by himself trying to set up some type of bomb. And again, the fucking aura. Well, it turns out Duke does do the right thing, and he decides not to double cross Tommy, his father. And this big little mini war breaks out. Lots of gunfights, explosions, etc. Where Tommy finally confronts the villain of the movie and the man who killed his sister Ada. He stands in the middle of this parking garage, just like this, with a car coming full force at him. The driver being the villain of the movie and the guy who killed his sister. They fire shots at each other. He hits Tommy twice in the stomach. Tommy hits him in the face. The car crashes. Now Tommy does stand out kind of making a cross, trying to wait for the car to hit him, kind of to kill himself, essentially. Which I do think he did. I do think he killed himself. There was plenty of time for him to pull the trigger on the other guy and get out of the way. It's almost like he let the guy shoot him. But again, one thing Tommy was promised in this movie by the gypsy was peace. And death would bring him peace. So I do think it was an intentional death. And it reminded me a lot of Jax from Sons of Anarchy, if you've ever seen it. Just the way he's struggling philosophically in his head, the way he puts his arms out before he's about to die, the way the whole thing is kind of like a sacrifice almost. It just was real similar to me. But Duke shows up and tries to save Tommy. But at this point, it's too late. Tommy's been shot up. He's dying. So he tells Duke, who has a bullet with Tommy's name on it, to finish the job, and Duke does. He shoots him right in the chest. And right there, we have the death of Thomas Shelby. Now, I don't know how I feel about that. The death, all in all, was fine. Like I said, him finally coming to peace, the tunnels, the full circle moment, all the turmoil he went through before this, him kind of sacrificing himself for all this, it's okay. I just don't know if it's fitting. I definitely think there was a lot more to explore with the Thomas Shelby character. And I guess biasly, by the way, completely biasly, I'm just upset that the character is done now. This is it. And I know not all TV or movie deaths are perfect, and it's actually good that they're not because it makes them more real. But I don't know. I just feel weird about this one. Then obviously Duke, being the eldest son, is his natural heir. And he ends up getting the book that Tommy was writing, this whole movie called The Immortal Man, which is pretty much just a POV from his life, I assume. And then the movie pretty much ends with them burning the caravan, the gypsy caravan with Tommy in it, as they do in all of his belongings. And that's it. But again, I just don't know how I feel about it. I don't think it should have been a movie. It definitely would have worked a lot better as a 7th season. All the different kind of ideas and subplots they had in this movie would have been fleshed out a lot better. But all in all, it's not bad. I will obviously watch it again. If I was the writer, I don't know if this is the way I would kind of go with it. But that's just the nature of TV and movies. But rest in peace, Tommy Shelby, man. It's crazy. I do actually want to do another video about how I would have handled the whole Peaky Blinders story, but save that for another video. But with that being said, I give it 3 out of 5 stars. But what do you think about this movie? Let me know down in the comments below. And as always, I will catch you in the next one.